Oh hey guys, CPT mechanic here, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the door handle cable on a Ford Bantam RoCam. Let's get cracking. So on the passenger side, the handle works perfectly fine. Push in the door handle to lock it, and pull it to unlock, and pull it even further to open the door itself. So works perfectly fine, no issues at all. But on the driver's side, it's a bit problematic. So it works in the same principle. Push to lock and pull to unlock. So it's locked, pull to unlock, but to open the door, it's very difficult. So there seems to be an issue with the cable itself. It could be stretched or broken. So the door locks, it unlocks perfectly fine, but it doesn't want to open. It only opens with some force. So the cable runs just behind the door handle panel itself. So let's have a look. So to remove the door panel, there's one screw situated inside the handle itself. Pretty straightforward, it's a star screw. Just take it off and the entire handle surround comes off. Another screw is held inside the pull grip or pull handle itself, whatever you prefer to call it. Also one screw just to pop it out. And then the window winder handle has to come off. So this is just held on with a spring clip. So it's best to use a 90-degree pick. Using a screwdriver you will struggle somewhat with. So this pick really comes in handy. Just to pop off the spring clip. With a bit of difficulty and a bit of wiggling, it will eventually come off. And there we go. Then you can slide the window winder handle off. And that's the back of it. One more screw in front of the panel holding it on. That quickly comes off. No issues over here. And then it's just a matter of sliding the door card off. So getting it away from the window winder shaft, away from the grab handle, and the door card comes off. And as you can see, this is the cable connected to the handle itself. So that's to unlock, to open the door, pull to open, and push in to lock. It's basically a three-way cable type of thing, or three-way handle. So next is the dust protector. This has to be peeled off. It's held on with butyl rubber, as far as I can remember. It can be bought at your local stores. Very sticky, but once you peel it off, it's difficult to adhere once again. So this cable is held on with a cable tie. Just using a side cutters to unclip the cable tie and getting it off the bracket. Here you can see the bracket moves a bit. So as you can see, this cable has been worked on or knackered in the past. It's held on with the cable tie, but it also looks like it's been glued into place, and badly at that. And the sheathing is missing towards the front of it. So this cable is almost definitely the issue. This thing has to go. No questions about it. Too much movement in this cable. So to get the cable off, there's a pin connecting the cable to the handle. You just have to pop the pin down. It's very difficult. Space is at a premium. But once you do pop the pin down, the whole cable pops out, and then you can bring it out. And there's the cable coming out. There are 3 screws holding the mechanism itself to the door. 2 of the bottom screws, they came off with ease, no problems. But the top screw, that's where the problem started. So you can see this screw has been stripped. To get it off, it's best to drill it out. That's the technique I used. So I drill just to make this circle, make the hole a bit bigger. There we go. and then using a screw extractor, because I drilled the hole and made it a bit bigger, it gave the extractor a bit of purchase. Turn it anti-clockwise, the screw eventually comes out. And without drilling that hole, it would have been stuck in there for a very long time. And there's the screw out. Piece of cake. I will replace it in future, don't worry about it. And then to remove the two bottom screws as well. Also pretty straightforward. Luckily they weren't seized or stripped. And then the last one will come out. So the bottom screw holds the window frame rail on. And in order to gain access to the mechanism, the locking mechanism, you have to take off the frame rail, which is why the bottom screw came out, as well as the screw on top has to come out. And here's the frame rail coming out. A piece of metal bracket, and there's the locking mechanism itself, free to be lifted. So this took a bit of wiggling and jiggling, and it eventually came out. And there we go. So that's the mechanism of the plastic cover. So this plastic cover has to be popped off first. There's clips, there are about 4 or 5 clips holding it in place, which has to be popped off. This also gave me a bit of a nightmare, but it came off eventually. A screwdriver can do many things if you know how to use it. There we go. There's the plastic cover coming off. There you can see the inside of the locking mechanism. So this is a manual mechanism after all. If it was electronic, it will have a few more components to it. There you can see pulling the handle actuates a different component. So pushing the handle in to lock, and that's the outside. Locking and unlocking, and that's the inside, to lock, unlock, and open the handle itself. Simple but intricate. To get the cable off was a bit of a nightmare. It was basically seized in place. No matter how much I pried and twisted and turned, it would not budge. It was seized, nearly rust welded in, from all the dust and debris and years of... Look, this is an OEM part after all. And this is a 2007 vehicle, so it's pretty old. But eventually, with some prying and fettling and a bit of lubricant spray, it eventually came out. So this is the new cable I bought. It's aftermarket cable. There you'll see the part number with the vehicle, what vehicle it belongs to. And there you can see side by side the old and new cable. The new cable is definitely, old cable is definitely past its sell by date and has to be replaced. And there you can see the top of it as well. So to get the new cable in was pretty straightforward. It just popped in place. There's lubricant coming as well, just to aid it a bit. I did clean it beforehand, don't worry, I did clean it off camera. If it was left in a dirty condition, it would have been much more difficult to get the new cable in. And there's the mechanism with the new cable in. Yep, there's pulling the cable itself, so actually opening the door, so to speak. Right, time for reassembly. So putting the protective plastic cover back on. It went on much easier than what it came off. Can guarantee that. And next the mechanism has to go back in. Just to slot it back into its home. Make sure all the bolts line up on the outside of the door. Also, space is very limited inside this door. And here you can see the bolts going back on. So there's the first one going back on. There's the top one going back on. Don't worry, this will be replaced in future. And there's the last one going back on. So just make him German torque spec, good and tight. There's the final bolt going back in, fully tightened. Right, so inside goes the window frame. Please don't forget this, otherwise your window, it might collapse. And here's the cable being fitted again to the handle. So this is really a faff. Look, I don't have the biggest hands, but it's really difficult to get the pin lined up, to get it slotted in, to get the cable lined up, and for all of it to fit very nicely together and be functional, fully functional. So I hope if you do this, it goes much easier than what I did. Right, so let's test it. Put the cable back in the bracket. So that's pull to open and push to lock. So let's test this on the outside. So obviously the door card is not on yet. So door closed, door opens, fine. Clockwise to lock it. It's still locked, that's good. Counterclockwise to unlock it, lovely, lovely stuff. Right, let's test it again. It's locked, and again, unlocked. Lovely stuff. Let's go inside and test it. So pull to lock, push to unlock, and door opens. And closed, push to lock, pull to unlock. So the eagle-eyed viewer might have seen the aftermarket window switches. This project was completed over some time, but the cable works perfectly fine now.